Hi guys, it's Dr. Ron Miller here again, cashbasedphysiotherapy.org, and this is going to be step 3, and I'm going to kind of combine 3 things in with this one. This is going to be state regulations, okay? It's going to break it down into your State Practice Act. You're going to go down to local and state taxes and regulations for a healthcare clinic within your state. Now, every state has different regulations. So yes, you have to, I'm in Florida. I have certain regulations that I have to follow. I have a practice act that I have to follow. That's different than yours. So this is where you're gonna have to do a little bit of work here with this one. So first, your State Practice Act. You must know your State Practice Act up and down. This is gonna dictate what you can and cannot do. For example, in the state of Florida, we cannot do dry needling as of right now. It's 2017. We are working on that, but we cannot do dry needling right now. And if you go through your State Practice Act, it's going to tell you certain things, what you can and cannot do, your regulations, your minimal standard requirements. An example of this is in my State Practice Act, my minimal documentation standards are set that I have to have 2 goals in my plan of care. So these are examples of not just what you can and can't do practice-wise, but what your state dictates that you have to do with documentation, plan of cares, etc. So direct access laws and stuff like that. So as of right now, 2017, we have 30 days of direct access if they have never been seen by a practitioner of record. So every state's going to vary with their practice act, but you must know your State Practice Act up and down. It's going to dictate what you can and cannot do. So that's a must. So the second thing is local and state taxes. Again, depending on where you're zoned, your county, your state, you'll have certain state taxes and local taxes as a business that you'll have to pay. Like when I started out, I had to pay a local and a county tax. But when I moved and expanded to my new clinic, I didn't have to pay the local one anymore. I just had to pay the Orange County tax. So wherever your clinic is going to be located, you'll have to pay certain business and local and county and state taxes. And you can get in touch with your state organization, mine's the FPTA, and ask them questions, or at least they'll put you in touch with the right person to answer these questions for you. If I open my clinic here, what taxes will I have to pay? And they'll guide you to that right person where they'll be able to answer your questions for you. So, but yes, you will have certain local, state, and county taxes that you'll have to pay. The third thing is going to be state regulations as a healthcare clinic. Now, when I started out, I was in a fertility center building, so all of the OSHA standards and everything to be able to practice medicine or physiotherapy in there has been met and cleared, and they took care of the regulations on that for me. But when I went out and branched into my own thing, I had to have the fire marshal come, and I had to meet certain local regulations regarding a fire extinguisher, having a fire exit on this door, what's the maximum capacity of people I can have in my building. And then there's different healthcare regulation guidelines, just owning a small business versus practicing healthcare in your building. And these people will come and examine and kind of give you a checklist on what you have to do. You make it happen, then they'll check you off and say, okay, you're okay to practice physiotherapy here. So given your county and state, you'll have to contact your state healthcare departments to say, hey, what do I need to do in order to open up a physiotherapy practice in this building? And they'll tell you what you have to do and what you have to fix or change to be able to legally see or practice physical therapy in this building. So again, number 1, you have to know your State Practice Act, hands down, up and down, everything. You have to know that. That's going to dictate what you can and cannot do. Paying state and local taxes, again, contact your state departments. They'll be able to tell you what taxes, local, county, and state you have to pay, or any kind of regulations that you'll have to meet to be able to practice physiotherapy in a certain building. And then the third part is like healthcare, checklists, fire marshal visits, stuff like that you have to contact your state health department to make sure that you meet all the requirements that you could practice physical therapy there. And again, I'm sure that someone in your professional state organization will be able to help guide you into contacting the right person and asking the right questions. So this is kind of a drier material. It's not so fun, and but this is stuff that you have to do if you're going to open up a physical therapy practice. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if I can help at all. And thanks for tuning in.